this town. We're so lucky to have an expert around. When you need advice on what's really going down, take it from Tara. With so many choices, it ain't easy. Get the bang for your buck, give your dollar a squeezy. The girl's got the answer, you better believe me. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara. Take it from Tara.
And this is the Monday, November 18th edition of Take It From Tara. I'm so glad to be with you tonight, and we have a great slew of special guests. Our first guest is our wonderful musical guest, Rick Bartlett, and he has come in to us just before he goes to his nightly engagement at Bucks at 4th and Ormsby, so we're so grateful to have you with us tonight, Rick.
And of course, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks so much for calling me and asking me to come here.
Oh, always happy to have you. And we're going with CDs tonight with Rick because he couldn't break up his piano playing. We couldn't bring a keyboard in here, transport it down to Ormsby, and then, come back again. So we're just going to do some highlight CDs with Rick Bartlett. We also have with us Anita Tyler's pet project, Shadow, who is up for adoption tonight. We're so excited to see Shadow on camera. We showed you his picture once a long time ago, but now we've actually got Shadow himself in the studio, and we will be, there he is right there. Shadow, look at that. He's got the Phantom of the Opera look on that face mask. Look at yourself on TV, Shadow. What a good boy. He is doing great. And Anita's with him. And Amanda Highfill is here from the Chopping Block Day Spa and Salon to talk about new and awesome haircuts for the holiday season. We also have Julie Crutcher, who's going to talk about the wonderful Chili and Wreaths event to raise money for the Arrow Fund. And we are still looking for Derby City Dog Rescue. We think Jeff Duff is on his way, but we're not sure. We've got dogs and kittens already in the studio, so if we bring one more dog in, it'll just be a lot more fun. So we're looking for it. This edition of Take It From Tara is sponsored by the Magnuson Effort to Combat Human Trafficking and Team Bravo of Rodan and Fields. So we want to thank them very much for their sponsorship of our show. So, Rick, you've been playing at Bucks steadily since, I think, 2000, you said? So back for 13 years, but you've been there for most of their time.
Yeah, when they opened up, I had just come back from an engagement in New York.
That's
I was
right.
there for a year, and they were my first job back here in 92 when they first opened, grand opening, and then I left for a while, and I came back in 2000, so about 17 years altogether I've been there.
Awesome. And there was a time I remember when you were playing at the Terrace, which is now Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And there was another time that you were at Rick's Square Piano, which is the old location of Hugs in Theater Square.
In Theater Square, yeah. That I had that for about 3 years, and I found out that I was not so much the manager of people. I missed being a musician. And,
yes.
Once I closed it, I realized how much I really, really missed all the hours of practice. People don't want to practice. I loved it. It was like, this is what I'm really supposed to do.
Absolutely. So. Well, all of your engagements have turned out to be spectacular, and I know you're playing private parties at places like the Casino and other places. And your music, your singing, your piano playing is just such Louisville. I don't know. It's so typical of Louisville because we have such great musicians here and we have such great sounds. And you just kind of combine those all into a really nice, smooth kind of sound.
Well, I started doing the Nat King Cole type of sound when I hit the Silbach Hotel about 1980 or so.
That's right.
And of course, before that, though, I was in the opera, and then I was in rock bands. They're doing AC/DC and all that. But once I hit the Silbach, I decided to stick with the standards, and I kind of became known for those.
Well, I tell you what, you do the standards better than anyone that I know, and so I'm so grateful that you are with us tonight. And if we can, you've got a couple of new CDs out.
I do.
Why don't we promote those for you?
Well, okay. Well, I have two new CDs out. One is a performance I did with the Owensboro Symphony Orchestra last year. Every year they have a thing at in Owensboro. It's an outdoor concert. And I did the inauguration for the governor last year and met Nick Palmer, who's the conductor and musical director. And he realized, hey, you're the guy that sings at Bucks. You need to sing with us. So we did the concert, and so they recorded it. It was a good recording, and I interspersed several songs that I did just as a solo in between the songs I did with the orchestra. And then I decided, since I am now back doing rock and roll and soul, I thought, a lot of people have really never heard me because I was so young when I did that.
That's
sort of
exactly
thing.
right.
So I decided I have a band now called Rick Bartlett's Rock and Soul Revival.
I love that.
So I decided to record another CD at about the same time, but with only the rock and soul.
That's fantastic. And is this CD that you have tonight featuring all of those particular cuts?
Both of the CDs are.
Both of them?
Yeah. Well, one of them has, of course, the orchestra and that sort of thing. Then the other one is strictly high energy, Pink Cadillac, Mustang Sally, another one, Bites the Dust, that sort of thing. I wanted them to be totally opposite from each other.
I love that, and you've managed to do that too. What is your other engagement for the holidays that's going to be really a special one? Are you going to be playing in any of the public venues that we can hear you besides Bucks?
Actually, what's going to happen is just before Christmas, until just after New Year's, I'm going to St. Martin. We have a place in St. Martin.
That will be quite a spectacle. I think Shadow is leaving the building. I'm sorry. He's getting a little excited about your rock and soul revival, and he wants to get out there and jam with the best of it. Can we play a cut from that new CD, Kathy? I'd love folks to be able to hear some of what Rick Bartlett is doing. Introduce this number for us.
Which is it from the rock and soul revival? Well, there's one that I particularly like, a blues song called I've Got My Mojo Working.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun one. This is Rick Bartlett's brand new CD from his rock and soul revival, I Got My Mojo Working.
Get me a mojo hand. I'm gonna teach my woman how to treat her man. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, I don't know what to do. Hey, I got my black cap on, and it's pure and black. Got me a four-leaf clover, about to make me high. I got my mojo working, but just won't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, I don't know what to do. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I'm gonna sprinkle Cooper dust all around your head. Got me some black steak root, gonna slip it under your bed. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, I don't know what to do. Hey, hey, got me a gypsy woman giving me advice. Got me some red hot tips, I got to keep them on ice. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, I don't know what to do. Giving me advice, got me some red hot tips. I got to keep them on ice. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, I don't know what to do. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but it just won't work on you. I got my mojo working, got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, got my mojo.
Sing it, Rick Bartlett. Wow, that's fantastic. I love that. I got my mojo working, and that is one of the cuts from his brand new CD, Rick Bartlett's Rock and Soul Revival. Let's bring us back to the studio live now, and you can actually tell that Rick Bartlett is here. We just didn't bring his keyboard because he's got an engagement at Bucks that he has to get to very shortly, but that's a great tune. That's a great sound for you.
Well, I've always loved that sort of thing, and I did it many, many years ago, and I decided to, have a revival of it. And the band has become very, very popular. We're one of the house bands at Jeff Ruby's now.
Fantastic.
So I do that twice a month. And it's just really, and it's a lot of fun, Instead of doing one type of music for years and years and then another type for years and years, I'm able to do lots of different types of music all in the same week.
That's right.
And that's a lot of fun.
Well, Rick, stick around if you can for a while. We've got about 45 minutes of you, right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So we'll play many more cuts from both two new CDs. And now we will get to Mr. Shadow, who's been waiting very patiently. Anita Tyler, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
He's been a very patient boy. He stepped out to get a little drink of water while the CD was going on. But Shadow is completely house trained. You said he will hold it until the cows come home.
He will.
That's really wonderful. Now, how did you come by Shadow is what I'd like to know.
Shadow's owner passed away, and Shadow used to go to work with his owner.
Aw.
So he's used to kind of going all day long with someone.
And he's a working dog.
And he is a very busy guy, and he needs a very special person.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can get him to show off his greatest traits, I think you can get him adopted tonight.
Oh, well, I would love to get him adopted tonight. I'm looking for somebody whose top trait is kindness.
Well, and you have to be kind because he is a very energetic boy, but he's very sweet. How old do you think he is?
We know he's 8 years old.
Well, you'd know that for sure.
But he does act like a 2-year-old of another breed. So he has the activity level. He's in good health. He has a few little anxieties, and I think it's because he's displaced.
Thunderstorms?
Well, he's nervous and he's
Yeah.
anxious, but I think once he got into a home,
Yes.
that long-term consistency and kindness is going to be the cure-all.
And you've had him for how long, Anita?
Well, we've had him for a couple of months. He does need a specific type of pet person.
Yeah.
He needs somebody who's willing to play ball.
Yeah.
Quite possibly a runner.
That would be good.
He loves to run. He will jog with you. He loves long walks, rides in a car. He will go to work with you.
That's
So-
excellent. And there are a lot of people who are taking their dogs to work nowadays.
Absolutely.
So he would be a perfect candidate for that. Look at that cute little split face that he's got. As we said, he's got the Phantom of the Opera face. What personality traits do you think are going to endear him most to his new owner who's going to adopt him hopefully tonight?
Somebody who thinks that their whole world belongs to Shadow.
Well,
He's-
yes.
He's a very people-driven, highly animated dog. Lots of energy, probably knows about 1,000 words.
That's really great.
He
Big vocabulary
wants
is
to
mean
play
well-trained
ball.
dog.
He's a big ball player. He loves to watch television, particularly a tennis match. And he's just interested in being with people.
That
he's very
is pretty
people
funny.
focused.
I think he actually is looking at himself on television, if
Well,
I'm not
he is a
mistaken.
handsome guy.
He's checking out the monitor so he can see what he looks like.
He is a handsome guy, and he thinks so.
Yeah, he definitely does. What is the process for adopting Shadow?
You can call me if you like. Be
Okay.
happy to talk with you about Shadow. That's 558-4089.
All right.
Or you can go to the shamrockpets.com website and go right ahead and fill out the application.
Well, and you definitely want to fill out the application anyway, because no matter what agency you go to, there is an adoption process to take a dog in, just like you take a child in. Obviously,
Absolutely.
you want to make sure the agencies want to make sure that you are going to provide the dog with a good home, and that it's fit, whether it's kittens or other puppies, or it's got to be a single dog, or whether it should work with small children, or whether it should be a one-person household, whatever. All of those things are filed in the application process, and I know Shamrock is very specific about how they look at those applications
And
to
they
make
do a
sure that they're
super
matched
job
up.
of matching.
Yeah.
Making sure that he goes to the right person, probably an adult or a couple, and that he has a happy life, and they do too. So,
Well, what I've found fascinating is that there is literally a bag of kittens out there. And he has paid very little attention to the kittens. He knows they're there. The kittens definitely know he's there because they were all lined up looking outside of the little basket that they're in and checking out the big dog. And he had no reaction to them, very calm. So I would imagine he could probably coexist peacefully in a house with a cat.
it depends upon the cat's personality.
Aha.
One good swat, that's the end of it. He's happy as a clam with that cat.
Isn't that amazing? So the cat has to give him a swat to start out and establish who's boss.
Because the cat runs, then we have he's doing some herding.
Then we have a game because
So,
he's a working dog.
Have you heard of herding cats?
I've heard of herding cats, and he would definitely be herding the cats. There's no question about it. So Shadow actually has the capability of being somebody's. They're just laughing out there at this dog. He is so personable. He has the capability of being someone's best friend.
Yes, that's what he's looking for.
And he's got the capability of being literally a one-person dog.
Yes, he wants to spend the day with you if he can. If he can't, then he definitely needs to be inside your house. And when he's outside, he needs a physical fence.
Yeah, you don't want to have him on an electric collar.
He is one ball-playing man.
I bet he is.
And
do you
when
take
your
him to
right
the park?
arm's tired, yes, he
Yes,
loves the park.
loves to go to the dog park.
And when your right arm's tired, he's ready for the left.
Now, how is he doing with other dogs? Have you had him in pretty close contact with some of the other
He's been
pups?
at home with my family, and I have quite an entourage.
Do you? How many pups are in your house right now?
I have 6 animals when my daughter's chow boarder is home.
Oh, my goodness. So you do have a full house.
And he pretty much ignores other dogs. He is people-focused, mostly adult-focused. He wants to bond with a person, and I think he will parallel play. He'll play ball and let your dog play ball, but he's not really interested in interacting so much, except with you.
He just wants to play ball.
He's focused on a person, on an adult.
That's amazing. How does he do with kids?
It depends. He wants to kiss you. He
I
does
saw
not
him
want you to
give
kiss
Kelly a
him.
big kiss. Kelly Newton, our associate producer, got a great big kiss from Shadow. As soon as she walked in the door, he stood on his hind legs and planted his little paws on her lap and gave her a great big sweet kiss.
So I think if they are kind to him,
Shadow, look,
he's
come
going to
here.
reciprocate that.
He is looking at the door because he knows that the kittens are out there and he wants to go play with them too. You know, Shamrock does a wonderful job
They do.
adopting animals and taking animals in, and they've got pretty big foster network, but they're always looking for more fosters.
Absolutely. Well, in fact, we'd like to find a more appropriate foster for him. If he could go into a home where perhaps somebody's home part-time.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or if somebody wants to take him to work like you, Tara, you could take him to work.
I could bring him to work right here.
He would come to work and eventually get used to his routine, come in and lay down, and then, of course, go home with you. So he's...
It seems like somebody who works for an advertising agency or somebody who's in an office that allows pets would be
Yes.
a perfect match. I think that with my 3 dogs that I already have, it might be a little bit of an overcrowding situation. So I'm going to pass on this opportunity as much as I love him.
Yes,
but
we all love him.
I would like to encourage everyone who is thinking about adopting an animal right now not to go to breeders necessarily. I
Yep.
mean, I don't have anything against them, but there are so many adoptable pets who are in the care of agencies like the Shamrock Foundation right
He's
now.
Shadow's a great example.
He's a perfect
Once a
example.
dog has been sold from a breeder and then displaced either through a death in the family
Yeah.
or other circumstances.
Because he's a full-bred border collie.
He's a full-bred, thoroughbred border
He is
collie.
a thoroughbred border
Yes,
collie. And does
yes.
he have papers? Did the owner pass those along?
He did have papers.
The executor?
I don't have them.
No.
But he did have papers. He was a competitive agility fella,
Wonderful.
and he has retired from that.
Well, he's learned his lessons, and now all he does is play ball.
Yes, we've spoken with an animal communicator, Tara.
Oh, really?
and,
Frederica?
We spoke with Latifah.
Oh,
Mina,
Latifah Mina's wonderful.
and she has spoken for Shadow and let us know that he's retired now.
Yes.
And he is only interested in playing. Lots of squeakies, lots of tennis balls, lots of walks in the park.
Well, that's what he deserves because he's worked very hard throughout his life as an agility dog and doing
Yes.
the other things that he does. So take us through the process of the Shamrock Pet Foundation right now. Take us through the process of an adoption. What do we have to do?
Okay. First thing you need to do is go online to shamrockpets.com.
Okay.
And fill out an application and turn it in. And your application basically tells us a little bit about you and what your house is like and going to be set up for the pet.
Yes.
If you have pets and you're interested in Shadow or any other dog that they might have for adoption, I really encourage you to bring your pet to some of the adoption days.
Sure, to meet him.
Your prospective pet.
Yes.
So that they complement each other or at best ignore each other like Shadow does.
Well, that would be wonderful because if pets can meet before they're brought into the house, I think sometimes on neutral territory,
Neutral territory
it
has
sets
to
up
be.
a little bit better dynamic
Yes.
for when they go to the home.
Yes, and we encourage a lot of parallel walking.
Yes.
So that once you've brought the pet in, you might be walking a pet. I might be walking the other pet, and we're each on opposite sides of the street. So they are together, but not really.
Yes.
There's not a lot of close contact maybe for a while.
Yeah, just parallel walking.
Just parallel walking.
Sounds like a great plan. When you fill out the application, then you have the opportunity to come to those, as you said, adoption days.
Yep. Well, you can still come to the adoption days, even if you're just looking.
That's true.
But
where are most of them held, Anita?
They are at the Feeder Supply in Middletown.
Okay.
The Middletown. And Shadow has also been at Metzger's out in Simpsonville.
Yes.
His veterinarian is in Simpsonville. So he's been visiting Metzger's and looking for the runners and the joggers and the avid walkers to come through the door.
Absolutely, because that's what he would love to do. He'd have to start out with a little bit of a slower racing pace and get used to it, because he is a retired agility dog, and he is a little bit older. He's 8 years old, so you can't start out with marathons, right?
Well, he doesn't need to run a marathon. I'm sort of looking for a fun runner.
Just a jogger.
Maybe somebody who wants to, maybe they run a couple of miles every morning. And he'll get out and do that with you.
That's fantastic. Now, I would like to hear more about what Latifah Mina had to say, because she helped when Emma got lost.
Okay.
When Emma Lou, the coonhound that could, went on her mighty 4-day run and ended up coming back to us. Latifah was actually communicating with Emma while she was absent and trying to get her back to us.
Okay.
What did she tell you about Shadow?
Well, she basically told us that, Shadow does have anxieties as a result of some mistreatment in the past, as well as an owner's death. And that's pretty typical.
Yeah.
So he is working with a veterinarian. He is on medication. But she really identified one of his issues is he doesn't like people to get in his face.
Really?
And that was huge for us to find that out.
Yeah.
He wants to come to you. And she said, he wants to come to you. He will come to you. He loves to kiss. Do not kiss him.
Isn't that interesting?
And once we found that out about him, we've really learned better ways to work with him.
Yeah, made it a lot easier on him.
He's also doing some swimming at the pool at Hurstbourne Animal Hospital.
Fantastic.
And he loves to chase a ball in the water. So
Really?
He might like a lake.
Will he
pool.
run off the edge of the pool and jump into the water to chase the ball, or does he swim after it?
No, he steps in and swims after it.
Steps in very gently. Well, that's great that he's getting that kind of water exercise, because it's a lot easier on the joints, too.
Yes. And, she was most helpful with advising us to his anxieties.
Yes.
He's a little bit nervous.
Yes.
And I think he will calm down over time.
And don't you think that's possibly
Somebody
a
will give
trait
him
of
a
border
chance.
collies, too, that there's just a little nervous energy there?
I think there's some nervous energy there because he doesn't know where he is going to live.
Yes.
And she said that he does know his owner has passed away, and he does want to go with an individual or a couple. That he's very aware that his life is a little up in the air.
Yes.
And he would like to have a home before the holidays.
Well, we would like him to have a home before the holidays, and the way to get him a home is to dial Anita Tyler at 558-4089. You can also look her up on Facebook, and you can go to shamrockpets.com, fill out an application online, and get the process moving a little bit sooner.
Yes.
Don't you think?
There's a fabulous dog team that will review all the apps.
Well, we appreciate you bringing Shadow in, and let's take one more good look at this beautiful boy. That's the first sound I've heard out of him.
Yes.
During the whole time, and I think he probably knows that he's getting ready to take off, but he's made a great appearance on Take It From Tara, and we're so glad that you actually brought him in. Thank you very much, Anita.
Thank you so much for having us.
My
Keep your
pleasure.
fingers crossed.
We will definitely cross fingers and toes that Shadow will be going home for the holidays. Call Anita at 558-4089, and watch out on your way out, because I think Jeff Duff is on his way in with another dog from
Okay.
Derby City Dog Rescue.
He'll ignore him.
Thank you so much, Anita. We'd like to take just a moment to thank the Magnuson effort to combat to block human trafficking for their sponsorship of Take It From Tara, and we'd like you to hear a little bit more about what the Magnuson effort does to block human trafficking. Thank you. Criminal organizations, vulnerable to false promises of job opportunities in other countries. Many of those who accept these offers from what appear to be legitimate sources find their documents destroyed, their lives or the lives of their families threatened with harm, or bonded by a debt they have no chance of repaying. Human trafficking also includes persons who are trafficked into forced marriages, sweatshops, plantations, or domestic service. What can you do to stop these heinous practices? To learn more, visit humantrafficking.org, sponsored by the Magnuson effort to combat human trafficking. Well, Rick... Big issue, and we're so glad that the Magnuson effort to block human trafficking is a part of our reality and part of our sponsorship of Take It From Tara. And we would love to talk more about some of the beautiful music that you're creating for us, too. And tell us about the next cut on your CD that we're going to be sharing.
Well, this next one I did with the Owensboro Symphony Orchestra, and it's it's called Being Green. You know, I was always a little different as a kid, you know, than many of the other kids, and I really, really relate to the song, and it went over really well, so I hope everybody enjoys it.
Well, this is Kermit the Frog's rendition of Being Green, which I think is probably one of the most endearing songs that's ever been written. So let's hear Rick Bartlett's version of it. Being Green by Rick Bartlett.
This next song is very near and dear to my heart. It was written by the Harvard-trained composer Joe Raposo. You may be familiar with some of his work. Songs like C is for cookie, or B is for bubble, or would anyone like to buy an O? Or one of my favorites, the National Association of W Lovers. Yep, Joe Raposo wrote the music for all the Muppet characters that we know and love, like Oscar the Grouse or Miss Piggy, maybe the Cookie Monster, Bert and Ernie, and Big Bird. Along with these educational songs, he also wrote songs like Believe in Yourself. When I was growing up, ladies and gentlemen, I was a little bit different than many of the kids. I loved rock and roll just as much as I loved the opera. I didn't like roller coasters. And growing up here in Kentucky, I was tall and lanky and black, but I was a terrible basketball player. This song helped me and Kermit the Frog work through some of our insecurities. And just maybe, it can help you too. It's not that easy being green. You blend in with so many other ordinary things. When I think it would be so much nicer being red, yellow, or gold, or something much more colorful like that. Lord, it's not that easy being green. You blend in with so many other ordinary things, and people tend to pass you over because you're not standing out like flashy sparkles on the water or stars in the sky. But green is the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like. Green can be big like an ocean, important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it can make you wonder why. But why wonder, I'm green, and it'll do fine, 'cause it's beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be. Yes, green is the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like. Oh, green can be big like an ocean, important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. Oh, when green is all there is to be, it can make you wonder why. But why wonder, I'm green, and it'll do fine, 'cause it's beautiful, and I think it's what I wanna be.
That was absolutely beautiful. Rick Bartlett singing "Easy Being Green," and since it is a Kermit the Frog kind of thing, as we come back live to the studio, and we're playing CDs because we couldn't set up Rick's keyboard in time for him to get it broken down and taken down to Bucks tonight, we are doing an all animal, all the time, Take It From Tara show. And with us to help us with holding the kittens, Rick Bartlett does not have a kitten because he's wearing a tuxedo, and we didn't want to get cat hair all over him, but we have Amanda Highfill from the Chopping Block, and she's going to be our next interview guest. But she has the little adorable black and white cat. Julie Crutcher is here to talk about this fantastic fundraiser for the Aero Fund, and it's called Chili and Wreaths. And I really would love to encourage you to show the twins to the best of your ability, Julie. And then I've got the other little monkey here who is probably the most beautiful kitten I've ever seen, who's a little kind of a, I don't know what you'd call this one.
A cream.
A cream,
It's
and it's a
light.
creamsicle.
Yeah, there we go.
A creamsicle
There
kitten.
we go.
And then the two twins, if you can hold those two up, just there we go. Now we can see the kittens.
They are just their little faces.
Aren't they perfect? Those are actually
identical.
twins.
Yeah, no, they could be.
They didn't come out of the same amniotic sac,
No,
but
they
they
did
look
not, but
exactly alike.
They just do look alike.
And we all know that cats are better adopted in pairs because
true.
they do so much better when you adopt them in pairs because then they always have somebody to play with. And Amanda, this little one is so cute too. I love that kitten. Hold it up just a little bit up next to you so that they can see it. Yes, and they're starting to get a little bit antsy, which just means we'll have to put them back into the kitten bucket in just a few minutes. Julie, tell us a little bit about this wonderful fundraiser. It's going to be at the Leslie Spetz Custom Picture Framing and Gallery,
It is.
2400 C, Lime Kiln Lane. And it's coming up on December the 1st from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And handmade wreaths and homemade chili and baked goods are going to be sold to benefit the Aero Fund.
That's correct. It's a Christmas event to benefit the Aero Fund. These kittens are Aero Fund kittens.
Yes, they
that
are.
I'm fostering. Their mom, I don't know if you remember this, was her mom's name is Mama Mia.
Mama Mia, yeah,
Mama
that was
Mia.
a sad Aero Fund case.
It was, but this is what happened, and
That's
Mom's
right.
doing great,
I'm so
and we
glad.
had no problems with the delivery.
Oh, look
So,
at the
and she's
baby.
a wonderful mother, and she has a home.
Look at the
Mama
baby.
Mia has an adoption pending.
Oh,
so we're
that's
excited
wonderful.
about that.
And you know, oftentimes the kittens go to different homes when they are weaned from their mom. Let me unhook you from my collar there so we can show you off to your best of your ability. Kittens go to different homes once they're weaned from their mom, but once they are placed, it's often nice to see if you can get two siblings placed together.
I have two siblings.
Yeah.
I actually do. I have two siblings, and they are the best of friends.
Well, and
So
they
there we
they
go.
give each other company during the day, even though
They
we all
do.
know that cats don't need any company. Cats are completely autonomous.
No, not these.
They play together.
These cats like humans. They like being held.
Yes,
they're real
obviously.
cuddlers, and their mom is like that. Mama Mia is
Mama
very
Mia is
much
just
like that
too. Look at this little
So-
face. I'm going to just turn you around so that we can see. Oh, look! Hang on to that microphone.
This
Look
is
at that.
He's medium hair. They're 4 males. She had 4 boys.
4 boys.
And he's got the longest hair of any of them. They're all very, very soft, but he is
oh,
little creamsicle.
He's
I'm
so
glad They
interested.
have not been named yet.
Well, I think we need to name him Creamsicle. I think
So
that's
too.
perfect. You know, what's interesting about this one is he's so interested in everything that's going on around him, but he doesn't have any fear. And I guess, what are these, 6 weeks maybe?
7.
They're
7
7.
and a half. They'll be 8 weeks on Friday.
So that's a perfect time to adopt.
It really is perfect.
And all 4 of these are available for adoption, and they can go in pairs or they can go singly if they have to. But I would just like to see them paired.
This one has an application pending.
Oh, really? Good.
So this one's, we think, pretty sure going to go. So the 3 marmalade kitties.
Oh,
are
baby,
still
listen
looking
to
for
the baby
homes.
talking. Well, let's talk a little bit about the chili and wreaths. Some of the adoptable animals from the Aero Fund are going to
Will
be on
there.
hand.
Right. Any of these kittens that have not yet been adopted will be there.
And you're going to have some gift items as well, which will be really fun.
Right. And the wreaths are handmade, very, different themes. So anybody who doesn't want to make your own wreath for Christmas, that's somewhere to pick it up. And chili, baked goods, Leslie's shop, of course, has a lot of sort of giftable items there too. So it's just a fun way to celebrate the holidays and raise some money for the Aero Fund, and you can have some kitten snuggles.
That's right. Getting to snuggle the
Getting
kittens is the
snuggle
best part of
kittens
my job
and
tonight.
Right, or it's always a good thing.
I want you to
So-
talk a little bit about the new Aero Fund poster because it's a
Oh,
powerful
it is
piece
very
by Jeff
powerful,
Tull.
Very, very powerful. Those are for sale also at
Wonderful.
Leslie's shop.
$25 unsigned.
Unsigned, and then $100 pre-framed.
Excellent.
The Aerofund poster, which Jeff Tull originated, is a picture of Hope, the first dog that the Aerofund took in, and I don't know if y'all remember this.
We do.
This was the dog that was thrown out of the car
That's right.
on I-65 on
That's
that
right.
curve right by U of L.
That's right.
And was some passerby pulled their car over and stopped. He was just in the middle of she was just in the middle of the road.
Absolutely amazing.
So she was rescued by the Aerofund, made a full recovery, and she was there at the unveiling of the poster the other night. So that
Kitten
was
on a
kinda-
stick. This kitten is wrapped completely
really
around
is.
my arm, and is the
look at
cutest
him.
thing. And her little eyes are. I'm keep
It's
saying her. It's
I
all
do the
boys.
same thing. It's all
His
boys.
little eyes are so dark and standing out against that creamsicle fur. It looks like a little doll. Look at those little doll eyes. And you haven't named any of them?
Well, it's the Aerofund hasn't named them. They had the last week they posted them online and asked for suggestions. The one that I remember is the name of the Three Stooges, because this one we think is adopted.
Larry,
so it
Moe,
was-
and Curly?
Yeah, so these
Larry,
three.
Moe, and Curly.
And then the
creamsicle
three guys
cats.
on the Duck Dynasty. That was somebody else's suggestion. I can't remember any of the other ones. Those are just the ones that come to mind.
That is so cute.
I
Now-
haven't named them. I just call them Little Sweet Thing.
This is going to be a very family-friendly event, but you are asked not to bring your pets because there will be
There will be
Aerofund animals
animals,
on
right.
site. So it's not pet-friendly, but it's family-friendly.
Absolutely.
And it's a great opportunity to do a little shopping, some visiting, some relaxing, and meet all of the Aerofund
And
rescuers and snuggling of kittens and puppies. And if you are thinking about adopting from the Aerofund, we strongly encourage you at this point to go online and fill out an application at the aerofund.org.
Aerofund.org. You can
And you
just
can-
Google Aerofund.
You can Google Aerofund and it'll come up. And you can also find Aerofund on the Facebook page because they've got a lot of activity there. But the aerofund.org or Facebook are both great places to go and fill out an application in advance. So if you come to this wonderful Chili and Wreaths event on Sunday, December the 1st, you're going to be able to make a quick adoption without having to go through the process again.
Right, you'll be, because they're very thorough, as are all the animal rescue organizations, in vetting their applications.
Well, I tell you what.
Especially with these, because we know these cats have got to be indoor cats.
Yes,
that's their stipulation.
That
They will
is,
stay
yeah.
indoors.
We don't
They
let our
go
cats run outside.
No,
we definitely
absolutely
don't.
not. And they will be spayed prior to going to.
Or
their-
these guys will be neutered.
neutered. Sorry,
Because we
What did
keep
I say?
we keep
See, I
insisting
keep wanting them
on
to be
calling them
girls.
girls, but they're
I can't
actually
believe she
boys.
has 4 boys. Yes, they'll be neutered.
Well,
before they
Julie,
go.
we really appreciate Julie Crutcher coming in from the Aerofund and to talk about Chili and Wreaths. And I really want to thank Amanda for coming in to
and holding a kitten.
her interview a little bit early and holding one of the kittens because look, get out from behind that microphone. Get out of there. Get out of there right now. And I see Jeff Duff has arrived, and he's going to have a dog, so we will put these kittens back into the kitten carrier before the dog finds them. Oh, he doesn't have a dog? He left him outside? Okay, that's okay. Well, that's probably a good thing because the kittens might have freaked out a little bit. They did really well with Shadow.
They don't really. They
don't care, do they?
They really don't. And I have lots of dogs. They're kept in a separate room, but I have a big glass window that looks into this room, and they get up on the window ledge and they look at all the dogs, and the dogs look at them.
So are these guys free ranging in your house right now?
No, they are still in this one room with their mom, because I don't want to take any chances.
No, I wouldn't take any
I
chances
wouldn't.
either. How many
And-
other animals do you have in your house?
you don't wanna
No,
know.
we don't want to know. We ask this question and we just
know.
dread
I'm
getting the answer every
you know,
time.
Yeah, I have a couple failed fosters, and I have a lot of cats.
Well,
And
you know, it's
a husband who's just so good-natured about it.
there are worse things than being crazy cat lady when you're rescuing
I know.
animals.
I
You know,
I'm
There's a
usually
lot
crazy
worse.
dog lady, but I
Yes.
started out as a crazy cat lady, so I'm ambidextrous. I go either way.
Look at now. One of the twins has almost fallen asleep, and we call them twins just because they look so much alike and they're so doggone cute. But all 4 of these little boys are available for adoption. They will be at the Chili and Wreaths fundraiser, except for this one,
Right.
who's got an adoption
Pending adoption.
The black and white and gray. I guess he's almost a tortie, isn't he?
Gray tabby.
Gray
yeah.
tabby, yeah. And he has definitely got an adoption pending. But the 3 creamsicle cats.
Creamsicles. There we
Hold them up one more time, Julie, so we can get one more good glimpse of them. There they are. Look in the monitor. There are the twin kittens.
There they go.
And we love you so much, and we hope that you find your forever home right here on Take It From Tara, or at least at Chili. Hold them up one more time. At least at Chili and Wreaths. And I tell you what, oh my gosh, they are absolutely the most adorable things you've ever
I
seen.
have just the worst time. They really are identical.
Well, we want to put the kittens back in their bucket, and thank you so much. Chili and Wreaths, December the 1st from 11 to 3, and it's at the Leslie Spetz Custom Picture Framing
Which
and Gallery.
is right past Holiday Manor. out
Lime Kiln
42.
Lane, easy
Right,
to find. And in the
absolutely.
meantime, we're going to have another beautiful song from Rick Bartlett. Rick, what is the choice that you're going to share with us for this last cut before you have to bust out of here and go to Bucks?
Okay, well, since it's the last one, a song by Queen. It's called "Another One Bites the Dust."
Another One Bites the Dust
Since
by
it's
Rick
the last
Bartlett's
one.
Soul Revival. This is going to be fun. Rick Bartlett, take it away. Hey, it's okay. Okay. You can just stay right where you are.
Steve walked quietly down the street with his brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine gun ready to go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Hey, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone, and another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Hey. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Out of the doorway the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Hey, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone. Another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Hey. There's plenty of ways that you can hurt a man and bring him to the ground. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him bad and kick him when he's down. But I'm ready, yes, I'm ready for you. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Out of the doorway the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Hey, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone. Another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites
We're going to
the
say
dust.
goodbye to Rick Bartlett now. He's got to get down to Bucks at 4th and Ormsby to be playing for the evening, and that's a full-time gig. There he's gone. Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
He's gone from the chair, but he's here. And Rick, when can we hear you every single night?
Well, I'm at Bucks 6 nights a week, but I do 2 weekends a month with the band.
Yes.
At Jeff Ruby's. And then whenever Horseshoe calls, we do a lot of private work for them, for their platinum card holders and their
Fantastic.
different people like
Well,
busy.
Such a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for taking time to come in. And we're going to play another cut of your CD before the end of the show, but you're not going to be here to enjoy it with
All right,
us.
then.
Thank you so much. Would you put the mic down for
I
Amanda?
certainly will.
Because it's
Thank you
a
very
big
much.
difference from a 7-foot tall guy to a... Yeah, just about.
back
Rick
there.
Bartlett, ladies and gentlemen. There he goes. Goodbye, Rick. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Rick. Have a good night. You can hear him at Buck's just about every night of the week, and Jeff Ruby's a couple of times a month with the band. Thanks to Rick Bartlett for being our musical guest tonight. He's got to dash out early. Hey, Amanda.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. Before I get to you, I have to remind our friends that Eternal Health Yoga is one of our sponsors of Take It From Tara, and we would like to thank Eternal Health Yoga for their sponsorship of our show. Eternal Health Yoga at 3410 Frankfurt Avenue in Louisville's Crescent Hill is dedicated to sharing the joyful benefits of yoga with you. Teacher Training 200-hour program is certified with the National Yoga Alliance, and classes are offered 7 days a week by certified yoga instructors. Varied class packages available, including the introductory 30 days for $35. All levels welcome. EternalHealthYoga.com online and on Facebook, 502-424-3164. Celebrating 7 years of serving the Louisville, Southern Indiana community. Thank you to Eternal Health Yoga. We appreciate it. Okay, Amanda, you've been waiting patiently, but you've had lots of animals to play
I've
with.
had lots of fun.
That's wonderful. Well, tell us a little bit about the Chopping Block Day Spa and Salon, which is where you work.
Right. We have a ton of big things going on right now. We have holiday specials with box sets as far as Pureology and Redken. We have a new salon that we just opened.
Ciao Bella. I heard about it.
It's beautiful. If you ever have time, it's off the Pee Wee Valley LaGrange exit. Have to go and check it out.
Yeah, it's just in the Anchorage Plaza, so it's pretty easy to get to. I think it's like 12,000 Factory Lane is the address.
Right next to State Donuts. So it's,
everybody knows where State Donuts is.
Yes, everybody knows where that is.
That's fantastic. And tell us about the particular work that you do, because you've got a unique hairstyle and you like to create unique hairstyles.
I do. Part of the artistry in it is the best part.
Yes.
I love doing updos. I have a lot of updos that come in the door, anything from 1920s to current.
Wonderful.
So it's one of my specialties, and we love hair color. We are big with Redken hair color. It's one of the best hair colors on the market right now. We've got a new line called Chromatics.
Good.
It's an oil-based delivery system.
What does that mean?
It helps push that color into that hair cuticle without damaging it. It's going to make it 8 times stronger and more fortified.
Wow.
So it's going to actually possibly heal your hair in the long run.
That would be good, because anytime you do a lot of work with your hair, if you're blow drying it, if you're out in the sun, if you're wind
you don't
washing,
want it to fade.
Everything. Yeah, even color can do damage eventually.
yeah.
So that's why it's great that it's that particular type of color.
Absolutely.
I love that. And updos are huge for weddings and holidays.
It has been very busy. October is the new June and July. So
Isn't that amazing?
October
Lots of
was
fall
amazing.
weddings.
Lots of fall weddings.
And you guys have packages, I understand, for weddings. So
We
you can bring
do.
the whole bridal party in. You know how the guys always end up showing up looking terrible.
Yes.
And you can bring the groomsmen in and have them get maybe a little beard trim, maybe a little mustache trim, maybe a little spike to the hair, get the backs of their necks shaved so they
Absolutely.
don't look like slobs in the wedding
yes,
photos.
we don't want the guys to look terrible. We want
No.
them to come in and look cleaned up, like the little penguins that they're supposed to look like in their tuxedos.
Everybody always worries so much about the bridesmaids, but the groomsmen definitely need some attention of their own.
They're always doing things that they're not supposed to
That's
be doing.
right.
So it's a good thing to give them a time schedule and tell them where they need to be so we can keep an eye on them.
And is that usually taking place on the day of the wedding?
It usually groomsmen will most likely come in the day before.
The day before, when they're out playing golf or fishing or doing the other crazy things that
Exactly.
groomsmen do. So they can go out and have their adult beverages, which they always enjoy plenty of,
And
most
then
of them.
The bride can come in and have their stress-free day.
Yes.
And that's what we like to do. We like to have, they can bring in whatever they want as far as food and mimosas. That's a big part.
Wonderful.
So we'll set tables up for them and have them right at home.
That is so much fun. Now, the Chopping Block is located in St. Matthews on Sharon Avenue, and it's a very easy place to find because Burger King, right across from Trinity High School, is the landmark.
Right. And it's a big yellow building. Can't miss it.
Just a block down off of Shelbyville Road behind Burger King, and you'll find the Chopping Block Day Spa and Salon. And you guys offer not only great hair cutting services, but you also have a full day spa and salon. So tell us about
Absolutely.
some of the services that are offered.
We have brand new estheticians. We have Kiki and we have Ginger.
Wonderful.
And they are excellent
So they're going to be
excellent
doing
facial.
facials,
Yes.
primarily.
Facials
And I've had a
and-
massage from Brenda, which
Brenda
is great.
is amazing.
Yes.
And she has she's mentoring a new guy named Alex.
Excellent.
And he's been kind of doing some stuff in the lobby. I think he's currently done mentoring with her.
Uh-huh.
But we've had a lot of great people come in for the massaging and everything.
You also have manicures and pedicures available.
Yes, we
and
do.
you do some of those yourself.
I do. It's a lot of fun. You can come to the chopping block and spend all day. I had a girl the other day, a few Saturdays ago, that went to, I think, a St. X homecoming. And she came in, she ordered Jimmy John's. We did her nails and her toes and her hair and her makeup. So,
And you also have options for things like waxing
yes, we do.
and microdermabrasion, which is a great way to get all the dead skin off of your face.
yes, and we have chemical peels. Chemical peels have been a very big hit lately. It makes you look very natural and glowing afterwards.
You know, we have a lot of men listening to Crescent Hill Radio, so I just want to say that waxing is a good thing.
It's for
Because
everybody.
For those of you hairy guys who think that you look awesome when you go into a swimming pool looking like, who was it, Ben Stiller or, you know, anybody who just doesn't think about it.
no sweater backs.
Go for the sweater backs. Go for the waxing. It's really cool and it really appeals to the woman in your life.
Yes, and you don't have to get rid of everything. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
the,
nice.
the
to look all
majorly annoying
cleaned up.
stuff, right?
Yes.
So
You know, the happy trail. We don't want to see any.
absolutely, and you know there are lots of services for men offered at the chopping block. Even though it's a
Absolutely.
day spa and salon, you don't think it's all for women because really there are lots of
Right.
great services. I know a lot of guys who like to get
Manicures,
manicured nails
yeah.
and pedicures too.
They love it.
Best
They
way to
love
keep
it.
those ingrown toenails from showing up.
Yes, those are very painful. We get rid of those for you, and you can come in, and we have a line through Euphoria and a whole line through. I think it is Redken. Redken
Yeah,
actually has
Redken.
a men's line.
Yeah.
And you can come in and we will do a towel wrap on your face. It's a nice hot towel.
Wonderful.
And, you know, give you a nice scalp massage. They love it.
Those scalp massages are killer, and
They
you've
are so
got
worth
to
it.
sign up. And you can also get a massage. And I know that they're planning on doing massage and facial packages coming up here for the holidays.
Yes, there's
too.
going to be very, very good deals through the holidays. The holiday season is going to be the time you want to come in, get a last minute gift, but then it's also very thoughtful because it kind of goes to everybody. We have something squared away for each and everybody's individual needs.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And you know, the Chopping Block Day Spa and Salon also does a lot of community service oriented work. You guys just had a huge fundraiser for
Oh
the
my
Power
gosh.
of Pink.
It's so humbling to be able to be a part of that. I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to this year because I was involved with a few other things. But, you know, I was so happy to be there the day of and help set up and decorate pumpkins. We had great auctions and a pink fire truck.
Yeah, it
There's
was
so much
wonderful.
going on.
And then, of course, there was the Breast Cancer Walk, which the Power of Pink team
Yes.
from the Chopping Block participated in.
And I loved it. It was so much fun. There's so much pink everywhere. There's dogs. You dress up your dogs.
We knew we'd work a dog into this part of the show, too. Even though Amanda came without one, we had to work a dog into this interview segment, too, because
I forgot
it's
to bring mine at
all
home.
pets all the time on Take It From Tara today.
It's been great.
Now, you are a fully licensed
Yes.
stylist and master stylist, and we would love to encourage you to give out a telephone number or an email address so that people can get a hold of you individually. But you can also check out thechoppingblock.biz, which is the website, and it will tell you everything that you need to know
Yes.
about the Chopping Block, and Facebook pages also for Ciao Bella,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's spelled CIAO. Ciao, as in Italian, Bella, Bella, which is hello, beautiful.
Yes.
In Italian. Both of those Facebook pages are up. So thechoppingblock.biz, and you can find out more about both salons, The Chopping Block and Ciao Bella, which are both owned by Sandy and Don Collier.
Yep, and Greg is a part owner in Ciao Bella. We're very proud and happy to introduce
Greg
that
Combs.
He's a new owner.
That's right. And Greg's been around for as long as I've been around because I
He's been
started
doing
going to the
hair.
Chopping Block, I'm going to say this, in 1983. And Greg was one of the first guys to ever lay hands on this mop that we call my hair. So
It looks good though.
thank you. It's good that it held up tonight, but I want to thank you for taking the time to come in, and I'm going to let you hop out, and I'm going to bring Jeff Duff right in because he
All
just
right.
got here from Shelbyville. Amanda,
you, Tara.
thanks for your time.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate it.
much.
Jeff, come on inside quick. We got about 7 minutes left before we have to sign off. We also want to thank Team Bravo over O'Dan and Fields for their sponsorship of Take It From Tara. Rodan and Fields skincare consultants pride themselves on changing faces and changing lives on a daily basis. Two respected dermatologists, Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields, say that using their products is like visiting their office, but without the cost of seeing a dermatologist. At myrandf.com, you'll find helpful hints. Get a free skin analysis using the solution tool and discover Rodan and Fields' seasonal skincare recommendations. For more information, Maureen Bravo, 407-810-4665. Email maureen.ruii@gmail.com. On the web at maureenbravo at myrandf.com. Thank you to Rodan and Fields dermatologists for their wonderful support. Team Bravo of Rodan and Fields. I'll take it from Tara. Jeff Duff, what was the traffic like out there?
Not very good.
It was a bear, wasn't it?
Yeah, work emergency right at the end of the day, and then traffic coming in was pretty rough.
Well, I tell you what, I'm actually kind of relieved that you didn't bring a dog with you because we have had an overwhelming number of pets in the studio tonight.
Well, I can only imagine.
And it was great. We had the Adoptable Kittens for the Arrow Fund, and the Shamrock Foundation's Shadow was here. And now we have Derby City Dog Rescue, and you guys do a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Taking animals off the streets and away from people who shouldn't have them in the first place and getting them adopted into wonderful, loving, forever homes. So talk to us a little bit about Derby City Dog Rescue, Jeff.
We're a local all-breed rescue. We're foster-based. Primarily, anyway. We do have a few in boarding, but we have about, I'm thinking somewhere around 90 dogs right now.
Amazing.
I think
not all in your house.
No. It feels like it sometimes, but no, not all in my house. But we have about 90, all but about 5 or 6 are in foster homes right now. We are looking for fosters for the 5 or 6. That hurts us having the boarding dogs. Financially, because it's a struggle. But,
yes, it is.
But I think we've placed probably around 130 to 150 dogs into homes this year.
That is just incredible, and thank you for that excellent work. Now, tell me what the dog is that you wanted to speak about specifically tonight, because you said he or she has some medical issues that we want to
the
tell
dog
about.
I want to talk about tonight, his name's Otis. He's a 1-year-old Min Pin mix that came from Louisville Metro Animal Services. He's currently in a foster home, but he needs some extensive medical care. He has seizures and has some balance and walking problems, and actually fell down the steps a couple of days ago. But he needs a CAT scan and a spinal tap, which will run about $2,000.
And so you're asking for donations to help with this?
Yeah, we're looking for donations to help with that, and there's a bunch of ways you can do that on our Facebook page. I think there's a page set up on Razoo for Otis specifically. And coming up on the 3rd, there's an event page on our Facebook page called Give a Day. You can donate there in Otis's name as well.
That's wonderful.
But we're trying to raise the money to get the test.
And it's a young dog, right?
Yeah, he's only a year old.
Oh, see, and that's such a shame. What do you suppose? Oh, look at that beautiful puppy. I wish we could. We can kind of show it. I'm just going to hold this phone up, and you can kind of get a little bit of a glimpse of Otis, because he's a beautiful, and you said he's a Min Pin what mix?
He's some sort of Min Pin mix.
Go ahead, Kathy. Zoom it on in there. You're doing such a good job. There's Otis.
Good.
That's very good. That's a good thing that you've got one of these great big tablet-sized phones, too. So he's only a year old, and he needs a CAT scan, and he needs some serious spinal tap, some serious medical issues going on. But thank you.
So that we can find out what's causing his seizures and things like that. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's what we'd like to know. What are some of the other adoptable pets that you have right now that the Arrow Fund that Derby City Dog Rescue, I should say, because we've got all of the pet rescues on Take It From Tara tonight. Derby City Dog Rescue has to offer.
We have lots, and I could go down a list of a bunch of them, but Opie's another guy that we've had for a while. He's actually one of my personal fosters in my home.
Aww.
And he's a Dachshund mix, kind of a long-haired Dachshund mix. He came to us with some pretty bad Demodex mange.
Yes.
And it's flared up a time or two, but he's really, really a sweet dog. And we've probably had him for, I'm going to say, probably about 6 to 9 months.
Oh, that's too long.
Right
too
now,
long for a dog to be in foster.
But he's a great dog. But he doesn't seem to get a lot of interest, and I don't know why. He's really, really cute.
I bet he is.
He is.
And who else do you have?
Oh, I have Izzy, who I brought last month. We still have her, but she's doing really good, learning her manners and things like that, and learning her sits and downs. We've taken her to several of our adoption events. One we have coming up is going to be at Bardstown Road Aglow.
Oh, wonderful.
At Fairlay Pet Centers, where we're going to be at. We'll be stationed there, and we'll have lots of adoptable dogs there.
Excellent.
As well as Santa and pictures and everything else that we'll have there.
I love that. Well, we really appreciate the fact that you got here from Simpsonville. Sorry you didn't have time to go pick up the dog after the emergency at work, but we really appreciate you bringing that picture of Otis. And the Min Pin Mix is someone who needs your help right now. So if you have the wherewithal that you can make a contribution to Derby City Dog Rescue, please do. Go to the events page on their Facebook page, Derby City Dog Rescue, and you will also find derbycitydogrescue.com on the web. .org on the web. So check out those opportunities to give and help support Derby City Dog Rescue and the great work that they do. And Jeff, just stay put with us for a minute. We're going to have a little bit of Rick Bartlett music as we sign out, but we want to first say thank you to all of our guests. Musical guest Rick Bartlett, who has taken off to do his gig at Bucks tonight, Jeff Duff from Derby City Dog Rescue, Anita Tyler and her own special pet project. We also enjoyed talking to Amanda Highfill from The Chopping Block and Chow Bella, both salons that are owned by Sandy and Don Collier and great friends of Take It From Tara. And we really appreciate the fact that everybody came in and brought kittens, especially Julie Crutcher, who spoke for the Arrow Fund and this wonderful Chilean Wreaths event, which is taking place on December the 1st at the Leslie Spetz Custom Picture Framing and Gallery. It's 2400C Lime Kiln Lane, and it's just up past Holiday Manor, so you can do that on December the 1st from 11 to 3. Those kittens are going to be there. That little black and white one probably is going to be adopted by them, but the 3 creamsicle kittens will definitely be on site, along with other Arrow Fund dogs, so we want to encourage you to come up and visit. It's family-friendly, but not pet-friendly, so please don't bring the animals to that Chilean Wreaths event because there will be Arrow Fund dogs there. Next Monday, we're going to take a gratitude break for Thanksgiving, but we will see you Monday, December 2nd with Jackie Gulby from Udell Gardens, Melissa Hopkins for No Kill Louisville, Joe Ferry from Gilda's Club will be here, and Sacred Heart's Kim Thieneman, along with a very special musical guest that I'm going to keep under wraps for just another week. Make sure you check out our archives via Crescent Hill Radio's website at crescenthillradio.com, SoundCloud, Ustream, and YouTube, and I will see you on 2 Mondays from now on Take It From Tara, 5 to 6 on Crescent Hill Radio. We're going to jingle out with Rick Bartlett, the incomparable singer and piano player who you can hear every night at Bucks. Thanks and have a great week, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
The falling leaves drift by my window. Those autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow longer, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When those autumn leaves begin to fall. C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble. Toi tu m'aimais, je t'aimais.